Wasabi, welcome back to the channel. Today's battle's on the El Haluf map and we've got EBR Assassin from one of our clan. It's in the Emil 1, which is a tier 8 tech tree tank in a Swedish heavyweight. This leads to the Emil 2, which then goes on to the Kranwagen. Alright, now it's very similar to the top tier tank, of course. It's reasonable frontal armor profile, it's got very bouncy, decent gun depression, fairly punchy gun. So the gun, 5mm gun, AP Sierra's standard round with 1080 millimeters per second. The premium round goes up to 1350 with a pen of 242, which is sort of average for tier 8. It's in a tier 8, tier 9 battle, so he is facing tier 9s. There's 3 tier 9 heavy tanks on the enemy team, and only 2 on our Assassin's team. Our Assassin is also known as mini-hyphen, so we won't hold it against him. Alright, so what's he got up here? Alright, so it's an M48 pattern, sorry, M46 pattern, yeah, tier 9 of course, which is not such a bad tank, but he's got the Bridger 66, which is the tier 9 Italian heavy tank there, so it's got to be a bit careful here with his shots, but yeah, it's just getting angles there, so not worth wasting a shell on. As you can see, the gun is a standard 3-round autoloader. Right. 7032 there, so yeah, definitely lower hull target. And a great shot going in the lower plate, and another one going through the front sprocket, but unfortunately he's either used through his repair kit or just not lost his tracks. So he put his last shot in there at the 66, but just moved back in time to avoid getting his lower plate shown. So he's now on a reload. So yeah, 2 out of 3 shells, not too bad. Obviously you don't want to keep repeating that because you'll waste a bit of ammo, but you've got some choices here. Unfortunately that didn't seem to connect, but Tortoise there going for the cupola, and the Tortoise backing off just in time again. He's taking damage. Yeah. AMX M451, also a bit of a frontal strong armoured tank. And there he goes. Charpentier 4, no problem going through the medium tank. Still using standard shells, so I'm switching at the moment. This team's got a bit of an advantage at the moment to hit points. It's getting pulled away a little bit, but yeah, it's just doing the right thing here. It's auto-loaded, just being able to keep this tank hidden while it's reloading. And of course the strong frontal armour is also helping. So he's going to bounce 400 hit points, but people know that it's a strong frontal armour, so they're not going to waste shells on him. Which would be bad if you're in a bouncing mission, but problem at the moment. Well, in fact, he's got bouncing as a bit of a mission here. Let's have a quick look at the mission components. HT12, T28 HTC, so he's already got that mission completed, so it's just going to improve it, which in fact he does need some bouncing. So, oh, he's gotten up to 1800, that's 1570, so he has to do 1000 hit points of damage, but he wants to get the other conditions to improve his result from when he did that. Now, here we go, the Tortoise, so he has gone through the cupola twice now, and the third shot, doesn't matter, he's dead. Puts his last shot towards the Chieftain prototype, but that didn't go through, so yeah, just not willing to expose the lower part of his tank. I mean, pretty reasonable. So can he get that Charpentier 4 again? Well, he wants to make that Charpentier think that he's ready to shoot, so good tactic here to just pop up even while you're reloading. And he's gone through the front of the Chieftain prototype, going to take the front sprocket, and 2 shots in, 3 shots in, and he gets the track destroyed, picks up that track destroyed damage. It brings him up to 2,800 hit points of damage, doing pretty well. We are not completed the first 5 minutes of the game. He's already got a decent total that most players would actually like to get in the whole game, so doing pretty well here. What will he get up to? So blocking a bit more damage here. The tank's getting a bit desperate to do some damage to him. And of course this is part of the tactic he's using at the moment, just bobbing up and down a little bit. And they're hoping to get a shot into his tank. Second last shot didn't go through, and the last shot did. It was a bit surprising, but yeah. Anyway, so just keeping up the facade that he's ready to shoot. Although, if you're good at counting shots, you would have known that he's got a 3-shot magazine, and he's just fired 3 shots, saying he must be on a reload. But yeah, they're not really in a position to push either. In any case, he's deciding to take this battle into his hands. Gets through the side of the AMX Emil 51 and puts his second shot in there, and has another shot which he puts into Skoda T56. So that's taking him up to 4.4k. So this is the DPM that you can get out of this vehicle. Well, there's the AMX on very small hit points, and they're all backing off at a higher rate of speeds. But he's got 2 tanks in front of him that are hardly worth wasting a shell on, but yeah, you still need to take them out of the game here. They're pretty even now, both on hit points and tanks, so time to shoot and kill. And he's just looking for the target, firing through, basically a bit indestructible. And those 3 shots, none of them going through, so it's a bit sad. So he's basically on 3 last reloads. His team managed to throw away tanks at the same rate that the enemy is, but he's decided to go and help the T103 and get rid of this WZ-120 tank, and yeah, he won't have any problems here. In fact, he's got enough DPM to take the Chinese TD out of the game. And there we go. So he took 2 shots, and here comes a standard beagle, very dangerous Tier 9 medium tank, but it puts a shot into him to make him keep his head down to some extent. And he's up to 5.5k of damage just about, so this is definitely a carry from EBR Assassin.
Moving in to support you. I appreciate it. Alright.
Can they tempt that standard B to come back? So he's trying to do a bit of a flanking move. And there we go, exactly, that's coming in the corner. And of course he doesn't realise the EBR Assassin is right here. He's probably another shot, 2 shots maybe. No, manages to put him out of the game. Got a nice high roll there. 6k of damage now he's on. Absolutely massive game. And we know there was SU-130PM down below. And again, his team throwing away tanks, so not necessarily deliberately, I should point out, not saying they're throwing the game, but they're definitely losing tanks at a great rate. So they've got some hit points in hand, most of them with EBR Assassin himself. He's done a good job keeping damage down to a minimum. Takes out the SU-130PM, giving him a bit of a surprise, and eats the training shot on his track, so very handy there. He's bounced now 3.8k of damage, which is showing the strength of this Tier 8 heavy tank. And now he's got just 1 ally there, which is Ambush Predator. It's also a pretty decent player. So hopefully, and he's got all these hit points too, so what do they need to round up? Chaff 2-4 that he took down in terms of hit points before. And a T103 is also on relatively low hit points, in fact even less hit points. Oh, there we go. Spotted target. In fact, Ambush Predator takes out the T103. So nice shot there. now we've just got the Charfer 2-4. Where can you be? Alright, now, sorry, I didn't realise the mini-map was so small. Let's just make that a little bit bigger. And what can we see on the mini-map? Last seen close to the enemy base. So will they have to cross? Well, the ICU is already most of the way there. And here we've got Junior just getting into a position to exit quickly. So he's sort of reversed to this position here, which you might think is a bit odd. Showing your rear armour, but does let you get out of that position quickly. So he takes a shot and needs to get out of the way. It won't take too long. But yeah, not finding any targets here. So he decides, right, perhaps we better cross and go and help. So he charges down the hill. Oh, gets up to 60 k's downhill, nearly 70, so not transmission limited like some tanks are. So pretty handy, but now going uphill. One look at the ricochets on the turret there, there's some massive gouges there. Just love the artwork on these tanks when they're showing the damage. There we go, Predator just showing his previous membership of 1AR, didn't realise that. And his position in the actual regiment too, so well, thank you for your service there, Ambush Predator. And here we got the Emil one just crawling up the hill at a magnificent 9 kilometres per hour. Not an overly powered tank for sure. I guess that's the heavy tank credentials for you. Now look at that massive gouge on the front of the tank, spoiling that nice Christmas packing. They decided the best thing to do is to get on cap and to draw out the Charfer 2-4. Sort of makes sense. That Charfer 2-4 could be just about anywhere. So yeah, get on cap, try and spot him, which might be a bit of a problem, but there's plenty of dips on this particular patch here, so he does have to get into a fairly exposed position to try and shoot back. And if you can point your frontal armour where you think he might be coming from, yeah, you stand a good chance of bouncing a shot, but in most cases he'll be exposed if he tries to shoot. Alright, last 2 minutes of the battle. This is what it's about. Charfer 2-4 may have just been running away, but he can't avoid winning or losing now. He's either got to try and stop them. There's no way to get a draw. 2 tanks on cap. There's only 4 seconds left. Looks like it is all over. 2, 1, 0, and that's a victory. So great effort there from the last 2 tanks, and ambush there. Sorry, EPR Assassin with 6.2k of damage, really carrying the game there. Well, nice round number there, 6,200 exactly of damage and 3 kills. That's given him the high caliber award. Another 360 of assisted. That was the tracking of damage of the Chief and Prototype. So 6.5k combined. Very nice level there. And that's given him the Ace Tanker Mastery Badge as well. So let's have a look at the team score. So he's finished well on top there with the base experience of 1868. So excellent result there. And nearly doubled the damage of the next best tank, which was the STI. Ambush Predator came in with 1338, but that's sort of situational map for TDs. You don't get that many opportunities to do damage unless you're really up front. So probably a pretty decent result there. Anyway, enemy team, best tank was the AMX M4, who did nearly 3.5k, and the Patton doing 2.7. That quite a strong result there from their top tanks, but yeah, not enough to basically influence the game. But if EBR Assassin hadn't done that much damage, it probably would have been a walkover for the enemy tanks. So good thing he was there. So what did it cost to run this tank? Now, it's always interesting for a tech tree tank, particularly at tier 8, you know, how much profit can you make? So you end up firing 30 shots, which is a really great output, 22 hits, so there were some pretty low chance shots there that he took, but that's certainly given what he needed. 18 of the shots that hit penetrated, so decent ammo choices there, and in fact he managed to use standard ammo all the way through, so given it was a tier 9 battle he was in, that really paid off. And as a result, the biggest cost was ammo, but closely followed by repair. Now, oh no, we're saying, oh, we're going to do this again. Let's screw this up. All right, starting again in 1, 2, 3. 6,200 of direct damage, that's a nice round number. 3 kills that went with that, and that's given him the high caliber reward for the most damage. He's blocked 3790, which is a few multiples of his own hit points. That was pretty handy. And another 362 of assisted damage to give him 6.5k of combined. Now that's all combined to give him the Ace Tanker Mastery badge. So let's have a look at the team score. 1868. Base experience is a great result there, and damage was nearly twice the next best player there, the STI. Ambush has come in quite a fair bit lower, but it was certainly instrumental in the win, which is really handy. But the sort of the fate of TDs on this map is pretty situational, whether you get enemies coming towards you and putting themselves in danger. So he hasn't been able to pick up a lot of damage, but yeah, that's one of the fates of TDs on that map. Can be good, but most often not great. All right, what did it cost to run a tech tree tank? So let's have a look at this. 30 shots fired, which is a great output. 22 hits and 18 of those penetrated. He's used pretty much standard ammunition all the way through, so only 20k on ammo, and on consumables he's used a premium consumable there. So costs of 46, but he's ended up with 45k of profit, which is a great result there, that tier. So great game there from EBR Assassin. Thanks very much for the content. If you're watching this and you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing that. We'll have more great content to follow. Thanks very much for watching.